Okay, well, my graphic loads up behind me here. Hi everyone, I'm Fox 19 Now, First Alert Meteorologist Anna DuVall, here with your forecast update. Today and tomorrow are also First Alert weather days, so we're going to jump right in and tell you guys what this is all about. I know a lot of you are starting to see that wintry mix out there, some rain as well, and that snow is on the way. So let's go ahead and talk about that. Here's a still image of our radar here. You can see snow near Indianapolis, heading towards our area, and you can see that's just on the cusp of being in our more western counties there. You see more towards the south where it's a little warmer, that wintry mix in rain down there. That's going to be the case likely until tomorrow as well. So that's just something for the more southern counties there. Rain, wintry mix is more of what you guys are going to be seeing. For the most part, you'll see some flurries as well. But up to our north and east here, you can see that wintry mix, rain, some snow starting to enter the area, and you can just see maybe people are already seeing those first snowflakes out there, which is really exciting. First snowflake of the year. Here's what it looks like on a clouds and radar loop. All of the white color is the snow that's moving in. It doesn't show it as blue here, but it shows it as white. So that snowy flurry moving into our area. You see just rain, wintry mix for the most part in our viewing area. As you can see, the corner of Wilmington there might be seeing some of those snowflakes right now. Oh, that's awesome. Starting to see flurries there, Campbell County. So this is what I'm saying. It's starting to move in a little bit more. Few of those wintry mixes, some ice as well, slippery roadways. Just make sure to be careful over the next couple of days. We're going to zoom out here, show you this. This is that snow over near Indianapolis there. You can see it's starting to slowly make its way into our area. It's just on the cusp there, so people should start seeing some sort of flurry snowfall there in the next couple of hours or so. If we move over to our other side of our DMA here, you can see some places starting to see some sort of snowfall there, very light in nature. Most of that's rain or that wintry mix out there. Maybe some sleet. If we zoom in here, you can see just how little amounts of snowfall. That's mostly that wintry mix mixing in with the rain. Definitely seeing some sleet out there. Yeah, seeing sleet and cold rain. So definitely starting to see that wintry mix out there. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the wind chill, because this is part of today. It felt really cold. We feel about 31 out there right now, but tomorrow morning when you wake up, it's going to feel like 17 degrees. So really frigid, really cold out there. Make sure you're bundling up, bringing in any outdoor animals, any outdoor plants you might have as well. 25 degrees is what it's going to feel like Monday evening. Tuesday morning, we're going to be waking up. It's going to feel like 13 degrees out there. Might even need to start thinking about dripping your pipes for those days as well. It's going to be pretty chilly moving forward here. So for my what to wear forecast for us all here, definitely going to need some places still needing that umbrella out there, seeing that rain, wintry mix. But then we kind of need the hoodies, the heavy coats, winter gear out, windbreakers as well. We're seeing those gusty winds up to 30 miles an hour right now. So definitely seeing those freezing conditions out there, especially where those stronger wind gusts are hitting us. So here's that snowfall forecast for us. Up to an inch is possible, very short-lived up to our north and east here. Light dustings throughout the majority of the area. Most of the snow that's going to fall is going to be sticking to grass, not the concrete. So that's good news for anybody driving around, having to go to work tomorrow. And then down to the south, that wintry mix is going to have little to no accumulation, but you will see some flurries moving in. We saw some of those starting to make their way into the area. Here's what it's looking like out there on our network camera right now. Obviously the sun has already set, but we still can take a look here off our Mount Auburn cam. You can see the kind of well-defined clouds out there and see how quickly they're moving. 37 degrees, but it feels like 27. And again, that wind is really making those temperatures drop even more. 18-mile-per-hour wind out there, gusts are even higher. We'll get to that in just a few minutes here. I got to go to this other slide to see that. But let's talk about around the area. These are our current conditions. 40 degrees in Cincinnati, Hamilton 38, Batesville 34, Wilmington, you're starting to see some of those flurries move down into your area, 35 degrees. Flemingsburg 37, Covington 37. Again, this is why we were talking about little to no accumulation, especially right now. Temperatures haven't really dropped below that freezing mark. Wind is also blowing pretty strong, so it's going to kind of push that snow out of your yard and into someone else's. So 35 degrees in Wilmington, but they are seeing some flurries come down again, but it's not going to be sticking for very long, especially not right now. But as temperatures start to drop, that's when we'll start to see any of that accumulation occur. Again, here are temperatures across the tri-state: 35 Wilmington, 34 at Batesville, 39 Cincinnati, 40 in Lunken. So really chilly evening ahead. This is one of my favorite graphics to show. I don't know how many of you guys have seen me on here show this graphic. I love to look at the 24-hour temperature change because look at that. We're in these purple colors now. Batesville 18 degrees cooler, as well as Harrison, Georgetown, Owenton seeing 20 degrees cooler, as well as Maysville. So definitely feeling that winter air start to move into our area. And that's really what we're gonna be dealing with for the next 2 days, just those cooler temperatures. And then as we move into, the end of the week ahead, that's when those temperatures start going back up to our normal. But tomorrow morning, when you wake up, 27 in Cincinnati, Harrison, Lunken, 25 in Batesville, 28 Middletown. So very cold day ahead here for tomorrow. So bundle up before you head off to work or any outdoor activities you may have. I know everyone's on here wants to see me track this out, so let's track this out for everyone here. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. 7 o'clock here, so in the next hour or so, snow is going to eventually start pushing its way in. You can see slight blue colors there. That wintry mix is expected to stay, across the area. See a few more patchy spots of some rain as well. But that big, heavy snowfall, that bigger, more widespread snowfall is not supposed to get here until tomorrow morning. So it's going to be very light in nature, those flurries that you see. Very small pockets of those flurries out there until we reach tomorrow morning, and we'll see that here. At 4 a.m., you can see snow is just kind of surrounding us, surrounding the area, and we'll watch that move on in here by 6, 7 o'clock before it takes over the entire tri-state by 9 a.m. So as you're driving off to work, expect to see some sort of flurry out there as you're driving along. This has been pretty consistent over the last day or so, so we're pretty confident you're going to be seeing some sort of flurry throughout your morning there on Monday, 11 a.m. Again, still pushing through the northern counties, starting to see a little bit less of that. By the time we reach the afternoon hours, we'll warm up. We won't see as much of those flurries or snowfall out there, maybe some over to the east there, but we're staying mostly clear from the snow in the afternoon. But once that sun sets again, we could see, a few more pockets of some snow. You can see that up to the north there. Monday, 9 p.m. By the time the evening hours, maybe another one push through, a few flurries into Tuesday. But most of Tuesday, we should be pretty clear from the flurries out there. So that's what it's looking like moving into the next day or so here. Again, here is that extended model for you. A lot of people seeing the snowfall Monday at 9 a.m. If we push through, you can see that wintry mix there by the afternoon. Tuesday staying mostly dry. And then we can click through this and kind of see when our next big rain chance will be. And we're going through Thursday, not really see anything. Friday, that's when our first big rain chance is going to come back into the forecast. But again, nothing that's going to be a total washout. Maybe for Sunday, you can see that big band of showers moving through the area. And here's that snow forecast for you. I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to show you a comparison of the two models so we can just get a general idea of how much snow we're expected to see here in the Cincinnati area. Most of the heavier snowfall is going to be up to the north, but you can expect maybe an inch or less for the southern counties, but mainly closer to an inch there for our northern counties in terms of snowfall. Here are the two models. This is what we were looking like out there comparatively to the two. So this model 1, is showing consistent snow out there mainly around that 1 inch is that darker blue color, half an inch is a lighter blue color there. The Model 2 you can see showing heavier snowfall up to our northeastern counties, but overall still saying the same thing with those inch values there for the central portion of our viewing area, and then down to the southern counties seeing less. So that's about how much snow we're going to be expecting there. Comparing the two, I see the question there, how much for Hamilton? Both models are pretty much in agreement around Hamilton, about 1 inch of snow. That's going to be the best guess for most of the tri-state, will be around 1 inch of snow. So just be on the lookout for that. Again, a lot of gusty winds out there. Most of this is going to be sticking to the grass other than the pavement, which is good news for your driving, but definitely showing more snow there on Model 2. So there's definitely a difference in the models, but we're pretty certain about seeing around 1 inch to the north, about half an inch down to the south. Here's what we're looking like in terms of our 10-day temperatures: 37 on Monday, 40 on Tuesday for our highs. And then as we move into the rest of the week, you can see our temperatures rebound quite nicely. We'll be back in the mid to upper 50s, even seeing the 60s going into the weekend. That's good news for us. If you don't like the cold, at least we'll rebound after these 2 pretty brutal days. You can see that on our low temperatures as well. 27, 25 Tuesday morning. Again, feeling like we're in the teens for both of those days. And then you can see we're back above freezing there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we'll see the 50s and mid 40s return there by the weekend. Here's that feels like temperature out there right now. We can go ahead and move through this. Feeling pretty much like the temperature right now, but as we move into Monday or early morning, there's those teens, 18, 19, maybe a 20, some 17 sprinkled in there. Definitely going to need to bundle up if you're heading out the door. And here's what it's looking like throughout the day. So Monday, 7 p.m., feeling like 20 degrees. That's when that sun goes down, sun setting a little bit earlier. We have more time to cool off during the day. And then you can see by the time we reach Tuesday morning, still in the teens. You can see 16, 17, 18 across the tri-state. So we'll continue to feel pretty chilly. Then as we move into Wednesday, we'll have temperatures back up to normal, feeling like the temperature that it is, which is great news. We can go over here some of the headlines for the tri-state. I know we've gone over a few of these before, but let's go ahead and skip on down because we didn't reach that earliest date. That most snowfall was 6 inches, and that was October 30th. We've only had Halloween snow once. That was in 1933. Obviously, we didn't get snow then. November 29th, the average date of the first measurable snowfall. This will be one of our first measurable snowfall, so we're above our average in terms of that. We're a little bit earlier than our average. And December 15th is the date of the first average inch or more snowfall, so we're going to possibly be above normal in that regards too, but we'll keep an eye on that as we move a little bit forward. So let's go ahead and talk about some cold weather safety because it's going to get pretty chilly out there. Keep your pets dry, warm, indoors. When they're outside, make sure you're bundling them up, keep their paws, legs clean, provide plenty of food and water, and also just remember if you're cold, they're cold, so just keep an eye on that. Here's a winter weather safety for us for outside. Make sure you're dressing for the conditions, limiting your time outside, check in on others, and watch for icy areas. I know that I was saying a lot of it's not going to stick to the pavement, but a lot of that wintry mix is more of ice than it is that snowfall. It's really cold. It'll freeze on contact. So just be careful driving tomorrow. That's going to be one of the main concerns going into tomorrow early morning. Okay, so for your home, check your furnaces, chimneys, carbon monoxide detectors. Make sure you're insulating all of your pipes outside. Make sure you're dripping your faucets inside so that none of your pipes are freezing in. Make sure you check your battery on your car, tire pressure, jumper cables. Make sure you have a blanket in your trunk as well, just in case you ever get stuck anywhere, stuck in traffic, your car breaks down. You want to be able to keep warm inside of your car. Again, going over your pets, bring them indoors, provide them fresh water, keep them away from the salt that's on the roadways. We're not really expecting any of these winter weather warnings for us, but this is what it looks like. Ice storm warnings are for a coating of ice at least 1/4 of an inch with winds that are less than 15 miles an hour. Wind storms are 8 or more inches with snowfall in 12 or more hours. Blizzard warnings, you have to have less than 1/4 of a mile of visibility and winds greater than 35 for more than 3 hours. And wind chill warnings are when temperatures fall below -25 when they're feeling less than 25 miles an hour. So those are all good things to remember. Here are your hypothermia signs: confusion, shivering, difficulty speaking, sleepiness, and stiff muscles. Again, all very important this time of year. So some stuff to keep your eye on, but again, we can go through that snow timeline one more time for everyone to see what it's looking like out there right now. Watch that snowfall move into the tri-state. So here's what it's looking like. Some people starting to see that snow that was over in Indianapolis. More snowfall for sure over to our eastern counties there. A lot of that wintry mix is starting to move out of the area. We're starting to see maybe a few of those small pockets of flurries there in Cincinnati. So this is what it's looking like out there. We'll click forward here. Again, on this model, you can see that snow isn't blue, it's white. So just look a little bit, it looks a little bit different. But again, if you want that live footage, this is what it looks like with that snowfall. Okay, we can move forward here to, you can really see that snowfall over to the west. Now over to the east, we're seeing some more of that snowfall. And again, we're going to skip forward here to show you guys that timeline one more time. Let's see. Someone asked about a certain day. I don't even know what day it is today. Okay, the 12th. Yes, the 12th should be pretty nice. We're going to rebound nicely, mid-upper 50s. So no snow for your birthday. Yeah, so that's what it's looking like out there. Here is 8 p.m. Again, some of those spotty places with some snow falling, that wintry mix over to the east as those snowfall areas are pushing in from Indiana there, Indianapolis. And again, that's going to be the case mainly just those spotty flurry chances there moving into Monday early morning. By the time you reach 7 o'clock, that's when those flurries start to really kick up. The snowfall chance goes a lot higher for us. And then it kind of takes over the tri-state by the time we reach around 10 a.m. So we're really going to be seeing snowfall for the beginning portion of the day. It'll push out. Then we're going to start to, be a little clear from the snow, but then the snow comes back there as we move into Monday evening. So we'll have a little bit of a break mid-afternoon from the snowfall. I want to just pull up one more thing for you guys before we go. Show the future wind gusts for us, because I know I was talking about, if you guys know what wind chill is, it's kind of like the heat index, but for the winter, we use gusty winds to show this. So we'll move forward here. About 30 miles an hour in some places right now, and then as we move forward here, you'll stay in the 20s as that starts pushing in, making it feel even colder. And then tomorrow we're going to be feeling around the same with those wind gusts pushing through the area. So that's why that wind chill is dropping so low. But that's about, let's see, I just have to find this one thing, guys. Okay, sorry, I was pulling up the 7-day for everyone here so we can talk about the next couple of days and not just the snowfall we're seeing tomorrow. However, definitely be watching out for the snowfall. If you have any snowflake pictures seeing the snowfall, I would love to see them. I would love for you guys to, go to my Facebook, comment them on there. You can post them to our Fox 19 pictures as well. If you go to the Fox 19 page, go to weather, scroll down a little bit, you can upload photos on there too. We would love to see them. We would love to show them on the news, on our streams. So that's just something that you guys can also do with the snowfall. I saw a lot of pictures of the moon from a couple of days ago, from the supermoon, the beaver moon. That was amazing. The 7-day is still loading here. If anybody has any questions, make sure to drop them in now. We're gonna run through this here and then log off. So here's what we're looking like. Temps are gonna slowly fall here, 27 degrees moving into tonight. Again, we saw that mix. We're gonna start to see some snowfall in the area now. A lot of people saying they might be seeing some flurries now as well. Snow showers throughout our Monday. 37 degrees is our high, 25 is our low. For our Tuesday, we'll see a few flakes to the north. Veterans Day is going to be looking pretty good, 40 degrees. But then you can see by the time we reach the middle and the end of the week, we'll be rebounded pretty nicely back into the upper 50s, upper mid 50s as well, and then 60s come back by the time we reach Saturday. Sunday as well, we saw those rain chances kick up on our futurecast there. Oh, someone said we're starting to snow on the west side of our viewing area, and we were watching that pretty closely, so it must have moved in a little bit more. We can go take a look at that there, but right before we log off, I'll leave this will be the picture we can leave full screen for everyone. Yep, starting to move on in. You can definitely see those flurries moving into the area on our west side, so be on the lookout for some snowfall, and again, leave us some pictures, leave us some comments as well, so we can really, enjoy the snowfall a little bit early if we aren't going to be seeing it tonight. I'm going to put this full screen for you guys. Hope everyone has a great rest of your Sunday evening. A safe drive to work tomorrow. It's going to be snowy. You might run into some slick patches, so just be extra careful going into tomorrow. And I'll be back here tomorrow. See you then.